Okay, hello class. Good to be connecting with you again. It's week 5, and we are just cruising right along with the Odyssey. So I'm really glad to hear that several of you at least have expressed your enjoyment in reading it, which is wonderful. That's certainly one of my intentions, is to pick things that I think you'll enjoy reading. This Gilgamesh is definitely an important book, and we got to a lot of great discussion with Gilgamesh. But there's Gilgamesh, there's Homer. He's right up there with, I think, probably safe to say that Homer, Shakespeare, and the Bible are the 3 probably most important books or collections of works for Western civilization as a whole. So Homer is something that everyone needs to know about, and I think everyone should give reading the Odyssey and the Iliad if possible. If you're looking for a summer reading list to get going, throw the Iliad on there so you have the complete picture of Homer. We're getting into the second week, so the second part of the first half of Homer, and we're spending a full month on this. So if you want to read ahead, go for it. But and in the post, you can feel free to bring up stuff that we have covered in the past. So like for this week, understandably, most people pick stuff early on just because it's the first thing that comes up, but if you wanted to write about, say, how Odysseus starts his voyages on Calypso's island, that would be fine. And I think it's an important part where we start to look at Odysseus and talk about how he goes about his business, how he goes about overcoming challenges, and what that says about his character. And I think a good thing to think about, I think I mentioned this in the introduction, the written introduction to this, is his culpability. To what extent, if any, is he to blame for the predicament he's in, and for the obviously for the fate of his crew? I don't want to give any spoilers away, but he is there alone on the island, and he's going to be telling his story in retrospect. The epic moves around chronologically, so we're almost at the end when he's on the island, and he's going to be telling the story of his voyage from Troy to how he wound up on Ogygia, the island of Calypso. So just keep up the good work, really. I mean, I cannot say how gratified I am to see the quality of the posts and the depth of the analysis and discussion you're getting into. So keep that up, and I hope you enjoy it. And really feel free to write about anything you want to. I think in these posts, if I have something very, very specific I want you to look at, I will ask you to do that. But I think we're doing well enough that you can pretty much write on what sparks your interest. The one thing I do ask is that you do base it in the text itself. That's a very valuable exercise to get used to responding to actual quotations, actual citations from the text. And first of all, that will help you in the writing of your paper, because I'm asking for I think three citations. I think that three quotes from the book or from the poetry. For the first paper, for Gilgamesh or the poetry packet to be included, but we're going to be writing a paper on the Odyssey as well. And once you have these passages highlighted or bookmarked, stick a sticky note in there, fold the pages over. I don't care. This is a tool, and I want you to use it. Think of it as a tool for you to get the most out of it that you can, and to make your papers the best you can. So I think this process of using the text as a way of getting into our discussion is really working well. And again, I'm very gratified to see that. So just a little bit on the paper. You have a paper coming up due in in 1 week from today. So you have all the way till midnight on next Monday, which would actually be the first day in week 6, but I didn't get the paper assignment online until last Monday. So I want to give you the full 2 weeks to work on this. And I hope you're proceeding well on this, making some good progress. But if you are having doubts, or if you're struggling with it, just I would ask you just to keep in mind that you've already done some really good work, and that if you're doing a post of 150 to 200 words, the paper is only 3 times that. So it's like doing 3 posts. It's just a matter of connecting it all together. What I really look for, I will put up a sheet that I use for revision in my in-person classes, and then I ask students to go over and revise and critique each other's work. So I'll put that up there so you can kind of do a self-critique, a self-read-through, and make sure that you're hitting all the main points that I look for, that anyone would look for in a piece of academic writing. And really what this primarily entails is that you declare in your introduction a very solid, very clearly defined, and as specific as possible, as narrowly focused as possible, a thesis, a claim that you are going to be making, some sort of opinion, but more than that, it's an assertion that is going to form the basis of your paper. And then it's just simply a matter of finding the evidence or using your reasoned speculation in order to give 3 or 4 or 5 main points that you want to discuss that will support that main idea that you're claiming, that main point of view that you're asserting. Every paragraph should have one main point of support, one main idea that's linking back to that thesis to support it. I think drawing out an outline would be very helpful. However you wind up working best is the way you should keep working, certainly. And some people work well with outlines. Some, you can play around and discover what works best for you. You may well know right now, and this may be too rudimentary for you to even consider. But it's always I think nice to hear an affirmation of what is working well for you. So it's only 500 words minimum, and that's just the equivalent of 3 of your posts. So as long as you're doing the same kind of quality analysis that you're doing in the post, I don't see any problem with this. It's just, again, a matter of linking everything together so you're making one unified argument throughout your paper. Okay, I think I've mentioned this, but in the Everyday Writer on page 569, there's a sample MLA paper that you can use as a pattern or as a model to literally hold up right against your paper and make sure that the formatting is exactly the same. You don't have to worry about the bibliography or works cited list for this one, but that will become relevant certainly in the research paper, and perhaps I might throw in a requirement for a works cited in the 3rd paper or something. But for the first couple, there's no need for a works cited list. Let's see. Oh, and if you don't have the Everyday Writer, don't no need to go out and buy it. Go to Purdue OWL, Purdue, the university, just Purdue, and then OWL, OWL, and it's a very, very popular online academic writing site for beginning writers in academic discourse, and it'll take you to the home page, and then just type in MLA sample paper, and you'll get a really good example will pop right up that, again, you can compare just point for point against how yours is formatted, how your paper appears on paper. So I also put up a forum that you can use to ask any questions that you might have or concerns you might have as you go through this process and something just doesn't click with you. Or if you want, you can also feel free to put up a portion of your paper. You can put up the thesis statement or your introduction and just ask for feedback on that if you want. That's optional. But certainly any questions you have may be occurring to others, so feel free to post those, and I'll try to get to those on a daily basis. And other than that, just keep up the good work. And I think that's all. I'll keep it shorter this time a little bit, and I will just look forward to hearing more from you. Okay, great job once again so far, and keep it up. I'll see you in the next time.